everybody, it's Spicy Kai. Today I want to talk about the ownership of the strip mall where the Marathon clothing store is located. There seems to be a lot of confusion as to whether Nipsey Hussle actually owns the property or not, and whether David Gross is a partner, and how he purchased the property. Now before we get started, please hit that thumbs up button, and if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and make sure you click the notification bell so you'll get notified every time I drop a new video about Nipsey Hussle. Now the video I'm about to show you is a video of Nipsey Hussle and David Gross explaining exactly what the plans are for the property. This video was uploaded to David Gross's Instagram page, so excuse the way it's chopped up. That's the way he uploaded it. So the myth that Nipsey Hussle only wanted that one little store and that was his ultimate dream, this debunks that myth. The myth that they don't have plans to bring the Marathon store back, this debunks that myth. And the myth that Nipsey had no intentions of them ever tearing down this building, this debunks that myth. Check it out.
I know it's been a long journey, long history, but this is exactly what we want to be able to do.
Yes, sir.
Our people from our neighborhood owning the dirt, owning the buildings, and building the kind of businesses that our community deserves.
100%. Thank you for that, bro.
Absolutely, man.
This is just full circle for me. Just decades, being in this area, in this parking lot, and then just everything going on outside of this. I think it's perfect timing. It's a perfect intersection for what we're doing with the music, trying to bring tourism to the area, just trying to improve, the community. And I'm excited, Dave, thank you for partnering, making it possible. The sky's the limit for real.
That's right, that's right.
Nah, it's exciting what we plan to do, and I feel bad because they spent so much time and put so much energy into making the Fish Shack and Steve's Barbershop, but our plans for the future are to redevelop this into a mixed development retail and multifamily complex. So the Marathon store will obviously always be there. We'll have the barbershop, the Fish Shack, and some other high quality retail. And then we're gonna build quality, affordable housing on top.
Right.
Hopefully 100 plus units.
That's what we need right here by the train.
Right.
We're gonna have Destination Crenshaw popping off on Crenshaw on the boulevard. Millions of people literally will come from LAX. That'll be their first stop in the city of LA. They'll be able to jump off, come to the Marathon store, and get high quality retail in our community. So it's a big deal for us.
100%.
Yeah.
Win, win, win.
Now as you can see, this was the plan from the start. This was the plan before they even purchased the property. According to Nipsey Hussle and David Gross, based on what they said in this video, the plan has always been to tear down the property, redevelop it as multi-use property, and create low-income housing on the top floors.
Dave, thank you for partnering, making it possible.
Our plans for the future are to redevelop this into a mixed development retail and multifamily complex. So the Marathon store will obviously always be there. We'll have the barbershop, the Fish Shack, and some other high quality retail. And then we're gonna build quality, affordable housing on top.
Right.
Hopefully 100 plus units.
Now the question is, how are they going to do it? How could they possibly do it? The sale price for the property alone was $2.5 million. And they need millions and millions more to actually redevelop the property. How in the world can those two men in that video do that? Let me show you. Okay, let's start here. Marathon store address. 3420 West Slauson Avenue. Let's leave out the suite number. Now we're going to do a property search on a site called Reonomy. Reonomy is not the only site, but it's one of the top sites for getting information on commercial property in the U.S. So let's search for that address. And there there it is right there. That's the aerial view we've all seen so many times before. Now let's go to ownership. Now you see the reported owner is Slauson and Crenshaw Ventures. Let's do a search on this company. Now we're on the California Secretary of State website. That's the official website where you get information on business entities in the state of California. As you can see, it is .gov. Here you have .ca, California Government, Secretary of State, and we're doing a business search. It's right here in the left-hand side in the navigation menu. So let's do a corporation search on this company. Nothing's there. Let's check for LP LLC. And there it is, Slauson and Crenshaw Ventures. Agent for service of process, David Gross. Now you'll see right here it says 1411 5th Street. Keep that in mind because that Santa Monica address will pop up quite a few times. It also says here that the physical address of the company is 6111 South Gramercy Street. If you're from Los Angeles in any way, shape, or form, you know that is the hood. Let me show you what's located at 6111 South Gramercy Place. That would be this industrial property right here. See, 6111 South Gramercy Place. Commercial real estate. It's an industrial building. It says the bread yard, but it's actually the former Wonder Bread Hostess property. It just always said the bread yard, but that is definitely the old Wonder Bread Hostess warehouse. Now look what you're working with here. Look at all that. All of that. All of that parking lot. I want to show you something else. Look. 37,152 square feet. This is the former Wonder Bread Hostess property, located next to the Western and Slauson, Home Depot, Starbucks, Jamba Juice, Walgreens, and so on. Neighbors include clothing designer, art galleries, movie production, and tech companies. This is huge. This is something big. Much bigger than anything we could possibly imagine. Now I want to show you something else. So I put in the address to that place. Let's look at how close it is to Nipsey's store. The Marathon Clothing. See that? This place is 1.5 miles from Nipsey Hussle's store. I'm not sure why Google thinks it takes 29 minutes to walk a mile and a half, but you literally take 60th Street and bam, you're there. A mile and a half. Look, you're on Crenshaw for 3 blocks and then you take 60th Street, okay? That's how close this place is, and it's huge. That has to mean something. Another thing I wanted to show you about the Slauson and Crenshaw Ventures LLC is that it was registered as a company in just November of last year. It became a limited liability company a week or two after the sale of the property. The property sold on January 17th. This paperwork was filed 12 days later. It puts David A. Gross as the manager of the company and David A. Gross as the agent for service of process. As under the type of business, it's an investment holding company. A holding company is a company created to buy and possess the shares of other companies, which it then controls. So that means this company, Slauson and Crenshaw Ventures, was literally established to own other companies and run them. Okay, let's move on to the next owner. Slauson and Crenshaw Associates. Check as a corporation first. Nothing. LP LLC. Slauson and Crenshaw Associates, a California limited partnership. Christopher Chase, Esquire. Now, what that means is Christopher is the agent for service of process. He may or may not be one of the owners, but it does say a California limited partnership. That means there has to be more than one owner. Now, what I want you to notice is right here, 1984. This is a well-established company. This company has been around since 1984. Located at 2716 Ocean Park Boulevard. And notice this part right here. One employee. A company that's been in business since the 80s and newly founded in 2009, and it only has one employee. Pretty interesting. So the next company we have in the line is Watt Properties Incorporated. Search as a corporation first. And there it is. This company has been through a lot, but as you can see, it was first established in 1973. Agent for service or process, Christopher Chase. They went through something in the 80s and they were suspended, but that was under the name James R. Wadsworth. That person was the one pretty much looking like he was in charge. By 1989, under Christopher Chase, the license became active again. And Christopher Chase has been the agent for service of process ever since. Now, there's a couple of things I want you to notice about Watt Properties. Number one, right here, it says holding company of Slauson and Crenshaw Associates. Now remember, Slauson and Crenshaw Associates is listed as a holding company. With me so far? But Watt Properties is a holding company of Slauson and Crenshaw Associates. The second thing I want you to notice is the sales volume. This company makes about $18 million a year. They have 129 employees. Look at executive sales, managing partner, chief financial officer, vice president of risk management, VP of operations. This is an entire team of people that come together to do what? Let me show you what they come together to do. This is their website. Watt Companies is a commercial and residential real estate development and investment company with properties throughout California and surrounding states. So this is what they do. This is literally what this company does. They invest in real estate developments. With me so far? Now, let's look at their people. Remember the man named Christopher Chase? You'll see his name all over the place as we continue to go. This is Christopher Chase. Christopher Chase is responsible for coordinating the provision of legal services for all aspects of the company's business operations. In addition to providing legal counsel to the board and management, his duties include direct participation in the company's transactional matters, including, without limitation, purchases and sales of real estate property, financing transactions, leasing, joint ventures, and related contractual matters. Additionally, Chris oversees the engagement of outside counsel and works closely with the company's risk management department to address, minimize, and mitigate issues that might create legal liability for the company. So not only is he the legal counsel, he deals with the real estate purchases and sales of real estate property, and he's the company's fixer. Address, minimize, and mitigate issues that might create legal liability for the company. That's all I have to say about that. But back to him. Look at that face. Does that look like a face that would sit down at a table with Nipsey Hussle to have a conversation about a project that looks like it's going to be no less than $10 million? No. Somebody had to have the conversation with Christopher Chase for Nipsey Hussle. Please, think about that. Now let's move on to the next company. That would be JS&W Associates. Now, before we do a search on this company, I want you to notice something. Watt Properties. Remember, that's the $18 million people. That's the people behind this project with the actual money, because this is what they do for a living. See that right there? Watt. JS&W off top, you already know, is related to Watt Properties. This is their commercial development corporation. With me so far? They are also a holding company of Slauson and Crenshaw Associates. So they also have ownership in the company. Corporation search. Nothing. LP LLC search. There they are. JS&W Associates Limited Partnership. Once again, Christopher Chase. Ocean Park Boulevard. Been established since 1989. This is a long time established company. 1989. Christopher Chase. Again. Now, Christopher Chase is listed as the agent of service for Watt Properties, and he's also listed as the agent of service for JS&W Associates. The other thing I need you to pay attention to with this company is that it's a commercial development corporation. That means when it's time to start knocking things down and building new things up, this will be the development company that will develop the commercial real estate. Trust and believe me when I tell you, this is a business deal from heaven. Let's move on to the next one. Now, just being who I am, being from where I'm from, it just is what it is. Take this how you want. Once I put it out there, I can't take it back. So that's just that. But this is the most ghetto name that I've seen in quite a while for a company. I don't know what DGCV stands for, but I can only imagine. But you throw that Crenshaw on there and it just looks ghetto as all outdoors to me. So anyway, let's do a search for this company. We're going to leave the Crenshaw off. This looks unique enough to where we don't have to add extra words. Corporation name. Nothing. LP LLC. There it is. Now peep this. If you're not from LA, you've never been hung out in the actual city of LA, this might not mean anything to you. But if you are, you caught this probably as fast as I can show it to you. DGCV Crenshaw LLC. But it's listed with the Secretary of State as DGCV Gramercy LLC. Okay? Gramercy is the hood. Straight up. Gramercy is also Remember? Gramercy is also the physical address for Slauson and Crenshaw Ventures LI. Remember that? That's the physical address for that company. So we went from Crenshaw to Gramercy. That is most definitely 100% related. But anyway, let me show you something else. This is a Florida company. Its physical address is listed in Miami, Florida. But in March of 2018, it was registered as an LLC in the state of California. See, it's a Florida company. This is the street address. But it registered as an LLC so it can conduct business in the state of California. What type of business did it register as? A real estate tenant. So this company right here is listed as a real estate tenant. That's pretty interesting. But what else I want you to notice is this. David Gross, manager. It tells you plain as day that David Gross does not own this company. David Gross is listed as the manager of this company, which was just founded in 2018. And it doesn't end there. So now you have another company called Confluent Agency. Principal, David Gross. That's what I was trying to get your attention to over here. See how it says David Gross, principal. Principal is an owner. So it's saying plain as day that David Gross owns this company. Whereas for this company, it says David Gross is the manager. So that means someone else owns this company, not David Gross. Peep this right here. 1411 5th Street, Suite 402. That's also their address. 1411 5th Street, Slauson and Crenshaw Ventures LI. 1411 5th Street. 1411 5th Street. Now, from here, there are so many people and companies listed. But what you will notice is that every single one is listed as operating business out of 1411 5th Street. Literally, 1411 5th Street. No suite numbers listed, and those that do have suite numbers, they are specifically Suite 402. I'm not speculating, I'm just giving you the facts. I want to say my opinion, but I would prefer not to. But with the facts that I've given you, let me give you my opinion. So here's my opinion. DGCV Crenshaw LLC is Nipsey Hussle's company. David Gross was the manager. Nipsey Hussle does not know anything about multi-million-dollar deals. Therefore, this company right here was not going to loan him any money for this project in any way, shape, or form. This company right here, David Gross. Nipsey Hussle went to David Gross with an awesome idea. David Gross thought it was one of the best ideas he's ever heard of in his life. There was no way he was not jumping on it. He said, "Hold up, homie. Let me figure this out for you." He went to his homeboy named Christopher Chase. Because his homeboy named Christopher Chase, that's what he does. Look at this. 1411 5th Street, 2716 Ocean Park. They are both in Santa Monica. They're both in Santa Monica. The city is not that huge. I just want to let you know that. It's not that big. So all of these people are Santa Monica connected. Every single person on here is connected to Santa Monica some type of way. This is a community effort that people came together to help Nipsey Hussle with. Not just to help Nipsey Hussle, but let me just clarify. None of these people live in South LA. But they are in the business of developing and redeveloping commercial and residential property. They wanted part of this project because it's worth a lot of money long term. That's why they said we'll just become a holding company, and that way we own a piece of the company. Okay, let me break this down for you. Okay, so they needed $2.5 million to purchase the property. You with me so far? $2.5 million. But according to the tax records, the property is only assessed at $1.96 million. Therefore, no one's going to loan them the whole 2.5. No one entity is going to jump into that in any way, shape, or form. So, let's look at the debt. W Financial. We already know that would be Watt Properties. W Financial invested $1.65 million into purchasing the property. So they needed 2.5, and W Financial, Watt Properties, said we have 1.65. They needed $2,500,000. Watt Properties gave them 1.65. So they were short $850,000. So they still needed to come up with $850,000, plus they needed people willing to actually develop the property. So there has to be some money somewhere that will go towards redeveloping the actual property. You with me so far? So where do I come up with $850,000 more dollars? I'm going to talk to my homeboy Christopher Chase. Not only does Christopher Chase have ownership or stock or something in Watt Properties, but Christopher Chase is a prominent man in the city of Santa Monica. So me, a black man who also operates business in Santa Monica, David Gross, I'm going to hook up with my homeboy Christopher Chase, and we're going to go and talk to a bunch of people in the Santa Monica community and see if we can get them to come together and let's get this deal going. And that is why there are so many listed owners of this property. Because it wasn't just about we need $850,000 more. We also need money for the redevelopment. JS&W Associates will do the development, and in exchange, they're a holding company of Slauson and Crenshaw Associates, which is one of the owners of the property. I hope I broke this down. I did the best I could. I've redone this video like 12 times trying to get it right. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. Okay, so now let's look at this plain and simple for a second. The main owner of the property where the Marathon store is located is Slauson and Crenshaw Ventures LI. The agent for service of process, David Gross, 1411 5th Street in Santa Monica. However, the physical address is located on Gramercy Place, and it was just established in November of last year. Slauson and Crenshaw Associates, the agent for process of service, is Christopher Chase. It's located on Ocean Park Boulevard in Santa Monica, and it only has one employee. Watt Properties, the agent for process of service, is also Christopher Chase. It's also located at 2716 Ocean Boulevard, and it's a holding company of Slauson and Crenshaw Associates. JS&W Associates, also Christopher Chase, same address, also a holding company of Slauson and Crenshaw Associates. DG Crenshaw, LLC. Agent for process of service, David Gross. A Miami, Florida company. Type of business, real estate tenant. David Gross is listed as the manager. The address is 1411 5th Street, Suite 402. 1411 5th Street, Suite 402. Also, remember that Slauson and Crenshaw Ventures LI is listed with the Secretary of State of California as a holding company. So it's literally a holding company. These other two companies aren't holding companies. They just became holding companies because they invested in the property. This is a holding company. A holding company of what? More than likely, DGCV Crenshaw LLC, the company that David Gross manages. Whose company is that? And keep in mind, this company is also listed as DGCV Gramercy. And this company has a physical address listed on Gramercy. Whose company is this? Who is behind this company right here? So there you have it. The facts about who owns the lot where the Marathon store is located, and my theory as to how it all came to play. Now, my theory has no evidence whatsoever to back it up. It is literally just my theory. But everything else in this video, facts. Those are the facts. So there's no reason to hate David Gross. There's no reason to keep saying the theys of the world are crushing Nipsey's dream by tearing down that one little tiny store called the Marathon Clothing. There's no reason to continuously think that David Gross has stolen Nipsey's company or that he's trying to get over on Nipsey's family. However, if that's the way you want to think, that's fine. But the bottom line is, these are the facts. And as Nipsey Hussle said himself,
Dave, thank you for partnering, making it possible.
Because it would not have been possible without him. He is the one that had the connections. Nipsey Hussle is a rapper. He does not have business connections worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. David Gross is the man that made it happen.
Our plans for the future are to redevelop this into a mixed development retail and multifamily complex. So the Marathon store will obviously always be there. We'll have the barber shop, the fish shack, and some other high quality retail. And then we're gonna build quality, affordable housing on top. Right. Hopefully 100 plus units.
Spicy out.